Okay, let's try this again. Today I'm sharing my newest journal, Aubrey, which was inspired by two kits from PaperMadeCreative. Vintage Pink Rose Ephemera and Vintage Rose Cream Ephemera were the two kits that she is from. And it said that it was rose, but when I printed them out, they were a very pale amethyst, which I love purples, so I just gathered some more purple ephemera and papers to make a journal, and this is what it became. So it's a hardcover, which I covered with a hand-dyed pale lilac silk velvet, and I used some of my leftover embellishments from my crazy quilting days. And on the front cover, under this little pocket of lace with a sequined butterfly and some vintage flocked violets, I have this little pocket, like a little photo frame for a journaling card. And then I have a writing board. It's hard, so you can put it in between the pages that have embellishments on the other side, so you can write on a nice hard surface. And this has a little journaling card in it. And then there's Aubrey. And I used the bracelet clasp as a closure, and I made a piece of a beaded dangle, a little bit of junk journal jewelry. And inside is a pocket, just a piece of lace that goes the full length of the width of the journal, and so it is a pocket on the front and the back. And I just have a little specimen card from a botanical from my garden. And in here, it's a tracing paper. This is in the kit. I thought that was a pretty image to print on crinkly paper. And a fabric swatch and some vintage dyed velvet ribbon with a vintage mother of pearl buckle. And here we have a piece of vintage lace that I had hand sewn along the edge to use as a pocket, with a glass Swarovski button and a journaling card and a pretty piece of paper printed on mulberry paper. And I left a lot of room in here for journaling, with a lot of cards. A little piece of vintage lace that I pinned with a rusted safety pin. And this is a vintage German scrap that was on, this is the actual page that it was on in a very old photo album. So I just reinforced the back with paper or cardstock, and then just glued the edges for a nice tuck to hold a large journaling card. And then Little dried pansy from my garden. And I printed some handmade washi tape with the satin sticker paper, which I find sticks much better than a lot of the washies. So I a lot of times just make my own. A little flip. Another fabric sample. Various little journaling cards. A bunch of little tags for special little notes. And this has a lot of cards in it. It's a little miniature card. And this one, this comes out, the journal on the back. And this is also for my crazy quilting days, just in a beaded and sequined butterfly. This little envelope has a vintage poem in it. And throughout, I've placed several inspirational sayings by Maya Angelou. And I believe those were from the Etsy shop, Mrs. Coggs. And this hidden paper clip was from Tracy Fox. She has several sets of them. And I just embellished it a little bit to match more with the purple theme. And here's a cameo on a journaling card and a pretty piece of paper. And a flip with some hidden journaling cards. And a little glassine, not glassine, from tracing paper, which I made from after watching the video by Ruby and Pearl, where she made bags out of tracing paper, printed. Another piece of vintage German scrap. And this is I scanned some of my laces that I had hand dyed for my crazy quilting days and turned them into paper for little notes. Here's some little miniature notes, note cards, and I put some fabric on her hat and a little embroidered embellishment because it just went well with her dress, which is all lace. And this is from Marlene of Uniquely Ella, this idea of a page tab that is also a tuck spot. So I put several cards on both sides. And here's a couple small journaling cards. And this flips open, and it has several spots for even more journaling cards. And then, of course, behind it, I have an envelope with even more journaling cards. And a couple little cards placed in this pocket, which was inspired by Sam pool. She had sent me a little box of goodies, and inside she had embossed vintage or French pages and papers, and I thought it was so pretty. So I tried it. I really like it. This is covered. It's just a printed page that's covered with a chiffon scarf, a very pale lilac. I just put it on just for the texture. And it was one of my mother's. She always wore headscarves, and she gave me her collection because she doesn't wear them anymore, so I thought I would put them to good use. And that is it. I just have a pocket in the back that I'll be putting more cards in, and some newer sari ribbon, or not sari, but the Indian. Well, they use them in saris and such. And that is Aubrey, and have a great day, and thanks for watching.